Once you grasp what the curb cutting effect is, you'll see how it applies for things other than just sidewalks. I want to talk about this quick build that happened on Willow Avenue between Ridgedale and Highland Park, my neighborhood. Now, a quick build is a low-cost, rapid intervention to test out ideas to improve the public realm. Cities like Hoboken, New Jersey have instituted these to great effect and drastically reduced car-related deaths. Where this is located, you have a bunch of housing and neighborhoods and amenities like sports fields, parks, churches, schools. Now this is bisected by Willow Avenue, a really fast thoroughfare where cars don't pay attention. It's technically one lane in each direction, and then it has a middle turning lane that cars often use to illegally pass other cars. Now this quick build starts with community engagement. They actually paint on the sidewalks these pretty patterns. Despite just looking whimsical, it's actually a pattern interrupt that makes drivers realize there might be kids in the area. Next, they have pedestrian refuges like this, which are essentially just rubber blocks, as well as bumpers like this, so that cars, when they turn, they will be more slow to do it, or they'll feel the bump and stop. You'll also notice these plastic flexi posts, which is enforcing the bike lane and that center pedestrian refuge. Now the refuge allows for people that are crossing to only think about one direction of traffic before stopping in the middle and then going the next. And though these plastic flexi posts don't do anything to stop cars, the visual narrowing of the road slows down cars dramatically. What's more, the sidewalks are less than ideal and full of obstructions like this. So let's talk about the curb cutting effect. During the sort of disability rights revolution, in Kalamazoo, Michigan, they decided to cut the curbs and create ramps for a section of downtown, and then they were going to monitor it. But what they found was it didn't just become a more popular route because disabled people were using it, but that cart pushers, rollerbladers, stroller pushers, cyclists and skateboarders all increased the use of that pathway. Now these quick builds are meant to help people like the people that are coming to La Paz, but with cars speeding by, this part of the public realm becomes pretty dangerous. So by making a crossing like this a little bit safer for families, you also slow down traffic because the visual narrowing of the road causes cars to pay more attention. And people that usually use the middle lane to try to pass people can't do it for the 2 blocks where these 2 crosswalks are. What's more, these blocked pathways mean that wheelchair riders along the street are often using the bike lane. And though limited, these flexi posts and these little bumps along the way help enforce that space to make it ever so slightly safer for a wheelchair rider. So though this was meant and designed to protect people that are coming home from school crossing the street, and it's doing a great job of that, it's also doing many other things that promote safety and encourage people to exist in this general area. The reason I love quick builds like this is that cities are slow and methodical in trying to make change, and they try to wait till they have all the money to do things perfectly. And sometimes the things they build out have unintended consequences. Though not free, this was incredibly cheap compared to a permanent solution. And if it works, we can start working towards making it permanent and then relocating some of these pieces to another intersection that needs it. And if it doesn't work, it's going to be really easy to pull this up versus steel and concrete. But literally right around the corner, there's a permanent example of a pedestrian refuge. Let me show you. So the pedestrian refuge is right here. I only have to worry about traffic going this way before I get in the refuge. My pathway then turns me here, and then I go this way and I'm safe. The reason there's a kink in that walk is to force you to face the traffic you're going to be crossing next. So if you go this way, you face that way towards the traffic before you cross the rest of the way. And if you're going this way, you do the opposite. That kink is often referred to as a dog leg. That island also visually narrows the road, and the curb works to keep cars honest. So it slows down traffic, makes distances a lot shorter for elderly, people with like mobility issues. And while that example is permanent, we can build out a lot of cheaper quick builds in the meantime. Remember, the curb cutting effect refers to the unintended good consequences of designing for accessibility, and quick builds means do what you can with what you have in order to experiment and collect data and then make permanent decisions from there.